What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you've been here before, shout out to you. Thanks for tuning into yet another video. And if you're new here, welcome. Please get down there, hit subscribe, and while you're down there, hit the little bell icon so you don't miss out on future uploads. So today we are going to be diving into this dash swap a little more and see how far we get. If you didn't catch the last video, I will put a little tab up in the corner, but we got this facelift dash just mocked up in there. We do have the dash bar behind it. We talked about how the dash bar fits and what we needed to do to make it fit perfectly. So if you guys are interested in doing that to your car, make sure you go check it out. But for those of you that did watch the last video, you remember me saying that the car wasn't happy and would only start for about 7 seconds at a time. Well, it's still doing that. So today we are going to take the harness off of the old dash and swap it into the new dash. For now, it's just temporary, so we can move the car whenever we need to without having to jump it every 7 seconds, because you can't get far in 7 seconds. Well, you can if you have a drag car, but when you have to start it and it dies in 7 seconds, you're not gonna get far. I don't care what you're in. So I'm gonna be pulling the dash out. I'm gonna perfect the dash bar so that can stay in there permanently. Although I think I might be cutting the hoops that it brings because I won't be needing any of those, but we'll see. We are still gonna make sure that it's in there for good if we don't have to pull it back out. So I got the facelift dash here. I have the old pre-facelift dash there. The first thing I want to do is take off all of this ducting because I won't be needing it. We took the air box out, the heater core, the blower. We took out the controls for the HVAC. Like, we won't have any ventilation in this car other than the roof vent, so we don't need that. I also have the dual cup holders right here for this car, but I didn't have the holder, so I got one right there that we're gonna throw on there. And obviously we need to take all of the harness off of this dash and just put it on this for now. And I also want to see if I can take the VIN plate out. I think if I just go through right through here where these two little circles are, I can get to the little rivets. This is some sketchy stuff, so obviously I've never done it. I'm gonna take it off of that dash and see how I can put it on this one. If I can't, I don't care. Like I said, this isn't gonna be a street car, but if I can, then that's cool because it'll have the OG VIN plate on a facelift dash in this pre-facelift model. So I got the VIN tag off, and it looks like someone already tried to take it off of this facelift dash. So as you can see, it's broken on the bottom side on one side, but not on the other. So I think what I'm gonna do is drill this one out and then just cut a little sheet of sheet metal and rivet it onto that, so the sheet metal will be like kind of like a washer holding it in place. And I think we should be good. So drilling this one out was cake. It literally took like 2 seconds. So I don't know why they didn't do that in the first place. I got a little piece of sheet metal right here cut out. This is 24 gauge steel, as you can see. I got it from this. I got this. This is like a spare piece I have from a metal roof we did not that long ago. Alright, so I got this thing installed. I went ahead and sanded the numbers down. I don't know if it was painted or what, but I sanded it down and now it looks official. Our little playback here worked, so we can go ahead and move on from this. The weather here in Virginia is starting to pick up like a lot, but I got this thing taken off. I made the holes bigger on the legs, so it should bolt up just fine now. And I also sprayed some more paint on it because I realized that yesterday when it was a couple days ago, when I painted it, I didn't paint the back, so it had a couple days to dry, so that's good to go. Got the wiring harness off of the dash and into the car. All major plugs are connected, so I think if we were to try to start it, it would stay on now. I also kept all of the ducting on the dash, so I mean, I don't need this dash, but if one of you guys need it and you're local, willing to come pick it up, hit me up and you can just take it. I got this thing cleaned up. It has a bunch of like overspray because it's been sitting here in the garage for months and I've been painting, but it's clean. So I think we are almost ready to do the flocking, but like I said, I need to throw this on and then throw the dash on and then figure out the mounting situation back here. Dash bar is mounted in properly, got all the bolts and nuts in, no problem, so I know it's not gonna go anywhere. It bolted up perfectly fine. I can literally yank everything and the whole car moves. All I really had to do was make these holes longer, and everything else over there it bolts up and over here bolts up. So just make these longer and you're good to go. On the dash pad, however, I went to go throw it on, and if you look at these little dowels right here, I lined this one up perfectly. So as you can see, it's right there, boom, right here to this one. So this one actually lines up perfectly fine, but this one, if you go straight, should be like around here, but it's over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the passenger side one. I don't think it should need it. As long as everything is bolted up, I don't think it should move anyways. So I'm gonna take it off. I think if I'm lucky, I can bolt like this hole right here up to here and maybe it'll line up. I'm hoping. If not, then it's just gonna have to go without them, or without one of them, because like I said, the driver's side does line up. Okay, so the passenger one is not gonna go on. I tried bolting it up like this, and I measured the distance between each of them on this dash right here, and it measured to like 25 inches, I think, 25 and an eighth, and this one was at 24, so it was like over an inch off, so it's not gonna happen. So I got the dash bolted in with the dowel over there lined up. So we have one bolt there, two nuts right there, and then another bolt over there. So it's bolted up in 4 different locations right now, plus the dowel. So if I pull on this thing, it's not going anywhere. The only issue is, I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is where it should go bolted up, and this right here is where the bracket is for the pre-facelift one. So it's about like 4 to 5 inches off, and same thing over there. I could cut those tabs and weld them in the correct spot, and it would probably be the cleanest way to do it, but it's so sturdy right now that I feel like I should just make a bracket. It's gonna be a lot easier and less time consuming, so I think that's what I'm gonna do right now. I think if I put like a strip of some aluminum flat stock, like 1/8 of an inch thick, I can make a little bracket to hold it from one end to the other, and it should be pretty sturdy. And I'll put some rubber washers on every end so that there's no noise, there's no like, you know, clicking around when I'm going over bumps or something. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. If I don't like it, then obviously the dash is easy to take out. So if I don't like it, I'll come back and cut the tabs off and weld them where they're supposed to be. But as of right now, I think I'm just gonna make the bracket because I want to get this dash flocked, and I also need to figure out how to fit the airbag delete right here. Also, another issue I have, and I'm not gonna put the camera down in there, I'm just gonna show you the reflection, but that right there, that metal piece right there, that is not on the other end, and that's on the dashboard itself. So I need to figure out where to get that piece for the other side, because I don't think it'll just bolt up just like that. So for now, I guess I'm only gonna be able to make one bracket, which is fine. I'll do that and worry about the airbag delete right now, and then we'll get flocking. All right, so I got the piece of metal down in there, if you guys can see right there. So I have it bolted up. I am gonna mark where the hole is on this side. I'm gonna drill it out and then I'm gonna trim it because obviously it's too long right now. After that, I'll double check and make sure everything lines up. Then I'll weld a nut to it on the bottom and get those rubber gaskets in place, and we should be good to go. So right there where it's at, it's basically perfectly centered. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark it with the Sharpie. And then in the middle of this line is where I will be doing a hole, and we should be good from there. So the bracket worked, as you can see right there. We have the bracket that's on the car here and the bracket that we made connecting it to the bolt hole right here. So everything works. If I pull it, it's not going anywhere. Like, I can pull it from anywhere and that thing is not moving. So once I add the other one over there, this thing will be on there. Sturdy AF. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna try to see if this one fits on the other side as well, and if it does, then I'll just duplicate this bracket that I made and we'll be good to go. But for now, I'm gonna take this off, see how we can mount the airbag delete, and then we'll start flocking everything. So I took this bar out from here so it lines up down there and down there. To get the top to line up, as you can see, we got a long ways to go. This has to go in here so that the dash can be mounted in there. So I think I might have to cut this a little bit as well. And then the dash cubby itself, I got it bolted up right here in the back. And it seems like the bottom dowels right here are gonna be good. So if I press it down, it sits there all right. But these top ones, as you can see, it's kinked right here. They do not line up at all. So I'm gonna have to cut those and see how I can make it fit. And just so you guys can get an idea of how a left-hand dash cubby or airbag delete fits, as you can see, this one was made for this car, so it fits perfectly. I have it bolted up right here in the back, and it opens and closes freely. Nothing is binding. Everything looks good. Okay, so I took the top little dowels out, and now it sits a lot better. So I got it screwed in here, here, and on the bottom dowels right here. So I got it to screw on, so right there it's good, it's not going anywhere. But when you close it, it looks pretty messed up. Like, I know it's not for this car, but this thing looks like crap. It doesn't even like to open. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim a little bit of the plastic around the edges right here where it's too tight to the actual dash pad and see if that helps a little bit. And I don't know, I marked it over here. As you can see, the leather is starting to crack because this is old and for a right-hand drive car. But I lined it up right, or marked it up right here, and I don't know if I can cut that. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna botch this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the base first, see how it fits. If I'm feeling ballsy, then I'll go ahead and get this cut up as well. Like I said, I know it's not meant for a left-hand drive dash, but I want to make it look as little trashy as possible, if that makes sense. Because if I can get it to look decent, then I'll be happy with it. All right, so I don't know if it's all in my head, but I feel like it lines up a little bit better now. And when I say a little bit better, I mean a little bit better. But I don't know. I feel like if I were to trim this, it would come down more and it would look almost perfect, other than the fact that it's a little too short right here, but I guess I'll have to live with that. But if I cut this out a little bit right here, I think it'll look better. I'm gonna say F it and send it. So I got it to fit pretty decent. now it kind of opens on its own without having to force it open. We're making some progress, but when I close it, you can see we got this like giant hole right here. So I need to bring it down a little bit. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that real quick. I think once I get it to come down a little bit, that's as good as it's gonna get. So that's how I'm gonna leave it. But I had forgotten that I have a haircut appointment in less than an hour. So I need to go shower real quick, go get this haircut, then come back. Once I come back, I will try to get it to sit down where it needs to be. And then we're gonna flock it and let it dry overnight. And tomorrow we'll come back and we will put it in the car. All right guys, so last night I came home late, it was dark, so I just fiddled with this a little bit more. I got it to where it opens up on its own, and the only thing is you kind of have to slam it shut, but it stays shut, and then you just press it and it opens up. So I think that's as good as we're gonna get it. I mean, from here it doesn't look that bad really, but once you come to the side, you can see a gap right there, and then obviously this gap right here. I am pretty sure that is as good as we're gonna get this right-hand drive cubby in a left-hand drive dash. We're gonna roll with it. I do want to maybe take the airbag off of that and flock that as well. If I don't really like this, then I can switch back to the other one and have perfect fitment. I'm not sure though, because I'm not gonna be running a glove box, so that is gonna be nice to have as a glove box. So I'm not gonna have a center console either. There's gonna be like no storage in this car, so that's gonna be nice to have, as well as the dash cubby lid in the center. So I got it all cleaned up. This thing did have this like sticky pad on here. I don't know if it was like for a phone or a GPS or what. So I'm gonna heat gun this and try to get it off. So once we take that off, we're gonna be ready to flock this thing, but the flocking is actually gonna be on another video. We will pick this one back up once it's all said and done. All right guys, well, the suede job came out amazing. Like, it's super cool. If you guys want to check out the video, I think it'll be coming out in like 1 or 2 days after this one. So make sure you hit the little bell icon so you get notified when that video goes live. But the process, super easy. It is tiring, the whole like pumping the thing to get the suede to blow out onto the adhesive on the dash. It's tiring. Like, my shoulders were burning, but it's a pretty easy and quick job. So, and the results, I mean, they're amazing. So if you guys want to do it, I say go right ahead. But let's go ahead and clean up this dirty garage and bring the coupe in here because it's currently raining outside, so we got to bring it in and we can finally throw the dash on for good. So I brought the car in. As you can see, it's pouring outside. I hooked the whole, well, not the whole, but the main components, like the big connectors of the wiring harness that was in the car, I hooked it all up, and I thought it would stay running now that it has all the main connectors that it wants connected. But I don't know, I turned it on and it only ran for about 4 seconds and turned off. So I don't know what the issue is now, but it's like we're doing something to the car, but it's messing up the car for now. So I don't know, but we got the dash right there. We're gonna go ahead and throw it on. One thing I forgot to tell you guys, I had a compass pack that I wanted to throw in the coupe. So I have the compass pack, I have all the wiring, I had literally everything just ready to throw it in. But I wanted to flock the shell of it because I wanted it to match, you know, the whole dash. But I was holding it while I was rolling on the adhesive to flock it, and it fell out of my hands literally at chest height and it just shattered. So Emily swept and I guess threw away this piece right here. Or actually, I think that's how it goes. Oh, never mind. So I guess we do have all the pieces right there. This piece goes here, that piece goes there. But basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different pieces it broke in. I thought it broke in more, but I guess only 5 pieces, but still it shattered. I don't think there's any fixing it, but I'm glad to know that I have all the pieces. I might try like plastic welding it and seeing how it looks. If it comes out all right, I'll probably flock it and just use it, but if not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might not run it. I don't know. Sucks that, you know, such a nice piece broke and they're hard to find. So, I mean, what are you gonna do, right? So the dash is fully installed, as you can see. So this thing, it's not going anywhere. So we're good to go on that. The only thing we have to do now is figure out something about this steering column. I have this GD one here, and if this bracket, holding bracket works, then we might be in business. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, and I'm gonna remember to go counterclockwise because this bolt is left-hand threads, but I'm gonna take this off and then we are going to try to throw it on and see if it'll bolt up and it'll stay up. So I got it off of here and I put it on the original steering column and it bolts right up, as you can see right there. Let me see if that's better. Yeah, it's better without the light. Okay, so it bolts right up, but the holes don't line up there. But I think I have a plan to fix that. So I just cut up the mounting holes and just made them long because they're not going to be able to slide forward anyways because it needs to go farther back. So I think we should be good. Let's go ahead and see if my plan worked. All right guys, happy to announce my plan worked. So now the steering wheel is up here, it ain't going anywhere, and check this out. We still keep the height adjustment. So right now I have it locked, so if I unlock it, you can pull it down and we can pull it up. And then if we lock it, it's not coming down. And it's not going up. So we're good to go. So I just checked the wiring again, and there was 2 more big connectors that weren't connected. And you know, big connectors must mean they're important, right? So I hooked those up and it kind of did the same thing. And then I came over and I realized that the nut that holds the power wire to the alternator was actually broken. So what I did was I put some electrical tape for now and I started it up and it ran for a minute. And I mean, it was a smoke show, so that's why I turned it off. But we're good to go. So now it runs and drives again and it has a new dash. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And while you're down there, hit the little bell icon so you get notified every time I post a new video. But that's gonna be it for this one. So as always, keep moving forward and stay on the gas.